What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. We are back. Another great installment. Saints and Sinners, Season 6, Episode 4, Kill or Be Killed. This episode was something. I'm going to tell you that right now. Every episode just blows my mind because it's like you never know what new secret is going to come out, who going to get got. You just never know. Um, so I was loving it. I was loving this episode as always. Shout out to everybody, the amazing cast, the amazing crew. Shout out to them, man, because they kill it every episode. They kill it. They just bring it every episode. You expect nothing. I expect nothing less. But getting into this episode, I'm not mad at Josie. You know, Josie, she had to do what she had to do because Tim was getting closer and closer to getting Miles in Florida and away from Cyprus and stuff like that. And Josie had to do what she had to do. She needed Rex's help. You know, so she called in that favor. She like, listen, I don't need no money. I need you to transport something. When she said that, I knew exactly what she was trying to do because she's desperate at this point, you know. Um, she didn't know a good lawyer that could overturn the conservatorship into her favor instead of Tim, so she had to act quickly. Time was of the essence. So of course, when Miles came up missing out of the hospital, I knew what it was. She had, you know, Rex use his transportation company um to transport Miles somewhere to parts unknown or whatever. So that way she can have access to him and stuff, you know, have access to his care and she didn't have to lose him. I get it, you know, Tim pretty much left her with no choice because the doctors they were ready to get Miles out of his medically induced coma, and once he wakes up and stuff like that, it was going to be a long road to recovery. It was going to be at least 6 to 8 months of extreme, you know, therapy and stuff because he had to learn how to do everything all over again. Walk, everything. He's going to have to learn how to do everything all over. um I'm glad Josie, you know, got one up on Tim, even though I don't think it's going to last because, you know, Tim, she ain't going to let this slide. Cause it ain't gonna take. It shouldn't take Tim too long to figure out what happened. Because when Tim went to the hospital to go check in with Miles and stuff, he wasn't there, and the doctor had no idea where he was because she was like, "I didn't clear. You know, I didn't give permission to move him, so I don't know what the hell going on." So she had to get all the staff and stuff to find him. I'm like, good for Josie. I was Team Josie this entire time with this Miles situation because I felt like it was shameful that Tim is gonna come up in there trying to act like the dutiful wife all of a sudden. Don't get me wrong, Miles did her dirty during their marriage, but your marriage is over. You stopped giving a damn about him. You know, she even went as far as to try to get full custody of their child. You know what I mean? Like she did not want to hear nothing Miles had to say. Now all of a sudden you act like you give a damn. Like no. Mm-mm. So I was totally Team Josie on this one, but Tim ain't gonna let this one slide. She definitely gonna try to, you know, get the goods or whatever. She gonna try to get one up on Josie. Probably if she can get proof, she, you know, she probably gonna have Josie locked up if she can find the proof that she took him. Um, but hopefully Josie got a backup plan. You know, some type of way to get up out of this mess because you know it's probably gonna be some legal hell following this. So anyway, moving on from that, Jabari is still on his quest to find out what happened to his daddy. Um, he ran up on some cat that, you know, I guess he used to work with and Rex used to, you know, have do, you know, stuff for or whatever. The dude used to work for Rex or whatever. And he was telling him about OG Marshall and stuff like that, how basically Marshall was a cleanup guy. You know, he used to work for Rex and he recently was working for Ray Ray as a cleanup man. So basically all roads lead back to Ray Ray. So of course Jabari pulled up on Ray Ray at his club. Jabari been acting like a fool these last couple of episodes. I'm like, what's going on, Jabari? You smarter than this. He gonna sit there and pull out his little gun on Ray Ray. I'm like, sir, you think they stopped making guns when they made yours? Cause they did. Um, Ray Ray was not scared at all when Jabari pulled out that little squirt pistol. He was not afraid. He was like, listen, what you want? Ray Ray was so unbothered. Like Ray Ray, like he like, listen, brother, if you gonna pull a gun on me, you best to use it. Cause if not, that's your ass. Because he wanted to know about Marshall and stuff like that and about his pops. And he think Marshall, I guess he thought Ray Ray had Marshall killed or whatever. And Ray Ray was like, you accusing the wrong brother? He was like, he said, I got information for you about your pops and all that stuff. He was like, you want to come to the office? This fool Jabari gonna sit here talking about, oh, why? So you can have me so I could walk to my death? I was like, Jabari. And before Ray Ray could say it, I was thinking it. Like, sir, if he wanted you dead, you would have been dead. You are in his club where he got all his people. You're in his territory. You're not on neutral ground here. You're in his playground. He got people all over the place with guns. So if he wanted you dead, you would have been clapped right there, sir. And then as soon as Ray Ray was going to his desk drawer, here go Jabari pulling up the gun again. I'm like, Jabari, put the gun down. You're not going to shoot him, so put it down. And if you did shoot him, you think you would be walking up out of that club alive? All his men would swarm you like a moth to a damn flame. I'm like, Jabari, calm yourself. And he basically dropped some tea on Jabari. He was like, well, the last person, he said, I haven't seen Marshall in a little second or whatever, but he was like the last person that was with him the day of his death, and he showed him an old picture of Rex and Marshall together. Listen, before this season is done and complete, Jabari will have the whole picture once this is done. Pretty much a lot of people, I'm sure, probably know Rex had something to do with Jabari father getting clapped, because Kendrick already knew. Now Ray Ray know. Well, ain't no telling how long Ray Ray knew about it. Ray Ray probably been knew. I want to know the story about what happened back in the day and what led Rex to kill Jabari father back in the day. Like, what happened? I really hope that we get to that. I really hope they give the full detail on that, because I want to know, like, what happened back in the day. Like, why Rex would kill Jabari daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to know the tea, the coffee. I need you to spill everything. I need to know everything. Because it's interesting. They've been pretty much talking about Jabari father literally since season 1. So here we are 6 years later, and I would love to know what happened back in them days. Like, what's going on? So anyway, moving on from that, this Anna girl, I knew I didn't trust her. I knew I didn't, because remember, Kendrick told her not to go in that room because he was like, oh, it's for storage. She done snuck her ass up in that room. I knew she would. Little scandal herself. I knew she would. So she snuck up in that room, and I guess that was Stacia's old bedroom or whatever. She going up in there, laying on the bed, looking at stuff. She even took the engagement ring out that Kendrick was going to propose to Stacia with, put it on her finger, all up in the mirror, modeling the ring and all that. I'm like, girl, take your psycho ass on somewhere. Little psychotic self. And, she looking at a picture of Stacia when Stacia was pregnant and stuff, like her maternity photo. She gonna hold it up to the mirror, like trying to fix her hair like Stacia's. I see where this is going. I see exactly where this foolishness is going. Baby girl gonna try to take Stacia's place. I could already tell. Yeah, I definitely feel like Anna's trying to take over Stacia's life. Like, she's envious of it, and she wants it for herself. That's why I've been saying from episode 1 that of this new season that Kendrick need to keep his eyes open with this girl. She's giving me straight psycho vibes. Like, I don't trust her at all. And usually when I get a gut feeling about somebody, I'm usually right. And I don't know what's good with Tim, but a lot of y'all said in the comments too that when Tim first seen Anna in her office, the way that they were both looking at each other and the way Tim was looking. Now, I noticed that again in this episode when Kendrick was talking with Tim and stuff like that, because they were going over the whole foundation stuff, the logo and all that stuff. When he was talking about Anna and Tim was asking him questions, she keep making these little faces. I don't know if it's just me, but these little faces be like, they look funny. Like, you making little funny faces when you talk about the girl. And I'm like, Tim, what do you know that we don't know about this girl? I don't know. Something be telling me she knows something. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. I don't know. It's giving off that vibe that you know more than what you're saying. So now she up in here, Kendrick done made her son to eat and all that, so that way, she fed when she get off from work. And now she trying to sleep with him and stuff. I'm like, Kendrick, don't you do it. Because at first Kendrick was trying to tell her, like, you ain't got to do this or whatever. She gonna do it. And you better wear protection. The last thing we need is her popping up with a little baby. No. No, sir. Nope. Because something telling me she trying to trick him. I don't know what she up to, but she up to something. She up to some trickery. And I ain't having it. Nope, pack her ass up and skedaddle. Take her back to Athens. That's what she need to be. Put her ass back to Athens somewhere. So anyway, moving on from that, I totally like the fact that Christy and Leona are rekindling their fractured relationship. I love that scene though, because Leona kept getting sick throughout the episode, and when she was laying in that bed and all that, and Christy got in the bed with her, and they were just holding each other and all that. I love that scene. I really do. I loved it. I said, look at y'all. But Leona was talking about getting Dr. Ross or whatever to help, because Christy gonna need the help. Like, Christy can't do this on her own. She gonna need some type of help. You know, she's a good doctor, but you need somebody that really knows this stuff to really like help Leona. Something tells me Leona knows something about Dr. Ross, because Leona knows something about everybody. And the way she was talking, it's like she knows something about Dr. Ross that Christy don't know. Like, she knows something. Because Leona got the tea on everybody. It just don't make no sense. Like, the stuff that this woman knows about people, that they don't even... These people, she knows shit about people that they don't even know about themselves. That's why I love me some Leona. I love her. I don't think she dying though. Because you know how Leona is. She's that type of person. She like to mix the truth with some lie. And that's what I think she doing. I don't trust it. I think she really is sick. I believe that. But I don't believe she knocking on death's door. I don't believe that. I ain't buying it. Nah. And then Christy, of course, had to go back to the jail to go see Dr. Perv. Because she got some of the stuff that she needed or whatever, but she still need, him to tell her his notes and stuff like that. She needs some more help. And he's sitting there talking about, I'm trying to thank you for getting me out of here. She was like, say what? Because Christy was like, I ain't get your ass out of here. So now he free. I said, oh, hell no. Y'all letting this pervert out on the street, and he gonna sit there and tell Christy, I look forward to working with you in my private lab. Bitch, listen, you better take your bald headed, you better go somewhere. The way he been looking at her these last couple episodes and talking, you better get some security. You better get some security. Say, no, get security. And then when Christy was at home about to take a shower, this fool outside of her window peeping in her window. I said, oh, hell no. I said, somebody get to Christy's house now. This little pervert doctor is at it again. Get to her residence immediately, expeditiously. Somebody got to get up in there. Somebody got to send somebody. I'm like, y'all don't believe in security? Like, get somebody, because that little perv about to do something. He dressed in black and all. Nope. Every time I look at him, I always got rape vibes from him. Like, he just like to, sexually assault folks. Y'all better get somebody to Christie residence. Where is Levi? Didn't they mention that he was in New York? Well, how long his ass gonna be in New York? Get him up in here, because I know he would have been by her side by now. Get Levi up in here stat. I would just love it if next episode Levi just pop up in that house. You know what I'm saying? When Dr. Perv trying to do something and Levi just unexpectedly come up in there. I hope so, because somebody got to help Christy now. Help her. She need help. So anyway, moving on from that, speaking of Leona, Lord have mercy. When I tell you Ella was fed up, Ella was fed the hell up. When Leona was telling her and Rex about the story about how she ended up getting pregnant with Ray, because Ella kept saying, how did this happen? Leona was looking at her like, did you miss sex education class or something? What you mean, how this happened? She said it damn sure didn't happen because of the stork. I was saying the same thing. I hate when people, when you tell somebody that you got pregnant or something like that or had a child, people like, how that happened, or how, what you mean how? Did you miss sex ed when you was in school? Like, what you mean? Okay, so I would see if somebody ever asked me that question, I'm like, so this is what happened when a guy and a girl get together. You know, you got to detail it for the slow folks. I'm like, Ella, why you ask that dumb question? Rex was pissed. Rex looked like he was ready to put hands on Leona. Rex was not having it. He was in his Ike Turner mode with that little Candyman coat he got on. It's sharp on him now. But Rex was not playing. He said, "Listen," he said if I hear one more lie, he said if I find out more of your lies, one more of your secrets, he said, I swear to God, Rex was ready to lay hands on Leona. Like he is fed up with her shit. Ella was fed up. So she detailed the story basically when she got pregnant. Um, it was right around the time Ella left the country to go abroad or whatever, and Leona ended up going on one of her little mission trips or whatever, just to get out of town for a few months so she could have her child or whatever. So she left the child with somebody that she knew. I guess it was a madam, same person that she ran to for help when she was leaving Victor back in the day when she ran away from Victor with Ella. So she went to the madam or whatever, gave Ray Ray up to her, sent her some money or whatever to help take care of him or whatever. Rex was asking the same question anybody would have asked with some sense. How I know I'm the daddy? I would have asked that same question because I wouldn't trust her. How I know? And she was like, shit, yeah, you the father. You the only one I was fucking. She was like, because her and Daniel passed the bird. They ain't even been sleeping in the same bed. She said for months, so it couldn't have been his child because they ain't not even a hello handshake, nothing, not even a friendly handshake between the two of them in months. So she was like, it was impossible for it to be anybody else's child other than Rex because he was the only one she was supposedly sleeping with. But yeah, Ella was fed up. She was like, listen, ain't you tired? Because she was asking Leona, she said, ain't you tired of all these lies? I'm like, well, shit, I would be tired too. Shit. You tell all these lies, you got to tell 50 more to cover up the first few that you done told. I'll be exhausted. Lord knows. So anyway, Rex is trying to have this little kumbaya with Ray Ray and whatever. I agree with Ella. I totally agree with Ella. Ella said, listen, stop being naive about this. She was like, right now we are in kill or be killed mode right about now, especially after that ambush they done set up on Ray Ray. She was like, Ray Ray not gonna forgive or forget. He gonna try to kill our ass. She wasn't lying. Rex was trying to be all diplomatic about it. I understand why Rex was being naive about the situation because he was underestimating Ray Ray. He thought because Ray Ray found out that, oh, Rex is his father, that would slow him down. No, absolutely not. Ray Ray is a different breed. Y'all seen, I'm pretty sure some of y'all probably seen the movie Bad Boys 3. Remember how Will Smith character had that son that he didn't know nothing about? Basically, his son was the more fucked up version than him. And that's pretty much Ray Ray. Ray Ray is the worst version of Rex and possibly Leona put together. This man ain't got no feeling. He just don't got no care. And that's what Ella was worried about. Ella was like, yeah, we're in trouble. We need to do something. Because this man ain't playing with us. Like, he plays by a whole different set of rules. And that's what I was saying the same shit. I'm like, Rex, think you are underestimating this man. And it came back and bit Rex in the ass for underestimating him because now one of his top guys, Sammy, he ended up dead. Then Ella was sitting in the house reading Ray Ray's arrest record. Some dude done crept up in there. Mind you, it just sounded like he walked right in the door. No alarm went off, no nothing, because she thought it was Christy. So when Christy didn't say anything, she got her gun and the guy went right up behind her into her study. She sat down. He trying to strangle her ass. I said, but look at Ella. Ella was handling business. Ella done got up, kicked him in the nuts, and shot him twice. I said, go ahead. But she need a security system. I'm like, you are the former mayor of that town. Why you ain't got ADT or somebody? Get you some ADT. Like, girl, what is you doing? You the former mayor. You ain't got no type of security detail, no nothing. So of course, Rex and Kendrick show up and all that after it's all said and done. And Tony showed up. Tony came to check on his boo. That's all that was. He came to check on his lady. He said nothing better not happen to my girl. So he hired a security. He told the cops, we need a security detail for her. I'm like, duh. Um. So of course, Leona pop up the next day to talk to Ella or whatever about Ray Ray and the task force and all that stuff. Because Rex even told Ella, he was like, send a message to Ray Ray, like, I got your back. As a special prosecutor, I could stop my task force from taking you down or whatever. Scratch your back, you scratch mine, try to throw him a bone or something. But Ella was pissed because she felt like Leona came over there just to protect her son or whatever and to protect herself from prosecution. Because Leona wanted to know what her next steps were. Ella didn't give a damn at that point. Ella was like, listen, you're trying to do this. I'm trying to silence these motherfuckers. She was like, she wanted Ray Ray silenced. She wanted Damien. She wanted Dr. Cross or Dr. Ross silenced as well. Because they're the ones who could point the finger at Christy. And she wasn't about to let her daughter go to prison. She didn't give a damn about what happened to Leona, but she was going to protect her child. Because she's just sick of Leona and all these secrets at this point. Leona got so many secrets. My lord. All the secrets Leona got, she could write 3, 4, 5 books, about 5, 6 movies, and a few stage plays with all these damn secrets. I'm like, girl, you got enough of them. You got enough secrets. Like, how you, like, for somebody like Leona that got all these secrets, how the hell do you contain all those? Like, well, all them secrets, it's like, damn, how do you keep them all, how you keep the lies straight? It's like, damn. And when Leona got up so fast to talk to Ella or whatever, she was rolling her eyes all in the back of her head and fainted like the Undertaker. I'm like, what the hell going on? I feel like, honestly, Leona, because Ella think Leona don't care about their family. I think in her own little twisted way, she does love them and care about them in her own little way. She got a funny way of showing it, but I think she do care about them. But Leona is a survivor. She's all about self-preservation at the end of the day. Like, let's not forget that. So of course Ella was pissed with Tony once she found out Dr. Ross got freed from jail or whatever, because he didn't talk to her about it. And besides, she was trying to keep this thing contained. She didn't want Tony to know what the hell was going on. Like, but when she found out that Dr. Ross snitched, she was, concerned, because she was like, who did he give up? And when he only mentioned Ray Ray name, I wasn't really surprised, because he's infatuated with Christy. So I knew he wasn't gonna snitch on Christy. The only other person would be Ray Ray. So of course, Ella gotta find a way to do damage control at this point. Because she knows if Ray Ray go down, there's a likelihood that Leona's gonna go down, and by extension, Christy could go down. So Ella had to come up with something. So she pretty much had to do what Rex asked her to do. Give Ray Ray a heads up. So of course she went over to Kendrick house or whatever. Her and Tim was throwing shade at each other. And I loved every second of the shade that was being thrown. I enjoyed it. But when she saw Anna and stuff, she had gave Anna an envelope to give to Ray Ray. And Anna was like, can I know what's in it? She said, no, it ain't none of your business. She said, you just make sure Ray Ray get that. So basically, I'm guessing what was in the envelope was a heads up. To let him know, like, what's coming. Because her and Tony was outside his club, ready to take him down. They go up in there with they team or whatever. Ray Ray was gone. Long gone. So I believe she gave him a heads up and stuff. Give him a head start. Because Rex, he wanted Josie to go up to the club to do a little spy work for him. Find out how many exits was up in there, who was covering the exits. Find out about Anna, because he wanted to know if Anna was on the up and up. Like, is she working with Ray Ray, like, closely? Like, is she a part of, his crew? Is she a lieutenant for him? Like, what does she do other than stripping? Like, is she a part of his criminal organization? Is what he wanted to know. So Josie goes up there or whatever. She started giving Anna some money. She was shocked when she saw Anna, rightfully so. Because she was like, you ain't, she told Rex, she was like, you ain't even gonna send me a picture of what this girl looked like. Rex was like, well, shit, when you see her, you gonna know. And sure enough, she knew. So she started pulling out a few $100 bills and stuff, because mind you, Rex done gave her a whole boatload of money. Um, so she started pulling out some $100 bills, giving it to Anna or whatever for information on Ray Ray to find out about him. And Anna was giving her basically diplomatic answers. Like, she was giving her like these little basic ass answers. Oh, he a good dude. He treat everybody like family. Josie wasn't buying it. She was like, cut the shit. Don't try to play me. So she gave her another $200. She was like, no, give me the real. So she whispered to her and was like, out of all the bad men I done dealt with or whatever, he the worst. Like, he's the worst of the worst. Basically Ray Ray ain't nothing to play with at this point. So Josie was like, all right, cool. So she told Rex, like, I'm gonna send you everything I got, or whatever, all the pictures I took, or the info. So Rex wanted to meet up with Ray Ray, to see if they can find some common ground and in this war between them. Ray Ray, see, that's why I said Rex is underestimating Ray Ray. He think because they father and son now, that means things have changed between them. Ray Ray not changing nothing. That's why I said Ray Ray is the worst. Like, he's the more fucked up version than Rex. Like, we all think Rex is bad or he a villain. Ray Ray is 20 times, probably 50 times worse than him. So they meet up or whatever, and Ray Ray made it abundantly clear. He was like, listen, I ain't looking for no father. I don't need that shit. I'm grown. He was like, it's a little too late for all that. But he know Rex didn't know nothing about him being his son. He knew that. But he has no interest in calling a truce with Rex, because that's what Rex is hoping for. I believe Rex wants that because at the end of the day, he doesn't want to, have to go to war with his own son. He don't want to have to pull the trigger on his own boy. But he was like, if it come to it, it come to it. But Ray Ray made it abundantly clear where he stands. Like, he's not looking for no common ground. He not looking to make amends. He's not looking for none of that. Like, at this point, he wants war. And he let it be known to Rex, like, dude, I know that you killed Jabari's father. I said, ooh. Rex better do something, because this secret about to come out. And once Jabari find out about it, it's going to be a gun pointed at Rex's head. So Rex better get it together and figure out something, because at the end of the day, that's why I say he need to listen to Ella on this one, because usually, Rex be the one dropping gems on Ella, but I have to agree with Ella on this. I feel like he read Ray Ray completely wrong after he found out that they were father and son. Like, dude, just because you changed your mindset about him don't mean he changed his mindset about you. He still wants you dead. Ain't nothing changing over there. So you might want to, get your best men and get ready for a war, because it's gonna go down. You know what I mean? But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. This was fucking phenomenal. Hit the comment section, let me know what y'all thought about it, and I will see y'all all later. Have a wonderful night. Peace.